Well, on today's episode of Chinese Knockoffs Keeping My Hobby Alive, we have more AliExpress clone troopers, the 3 3/4 inch variety. We can see on the side here, we have 91st Razor and Stack, and we have a 501st Phase 2 ARF trooper. I'm not getting all of these. I haven't gone all in on these 3 3/4 inch KOs. I've kind of been a little selective, but I think I picked a few good ones here. And honestly, I feel like I've talked about these AliExpress clone troopers so much, I don't really have too much new to say. So I kind of want to use this video as a bit of an opportunity to give Hasbro a little bit of a proposal, shall we say. So we have 3 ARF troopers in here, and I think all 3 of them are looking very, very nice. I have been informed that this helmet sculpt that this AliExpress company is using is like made by like a customizer or something who has like sculpted a more realistic interpretation of the ARF trooper. I am not sure the name. That's just what I've heard. But honestly, I think it looks really good. I think it looks great. And the fact that it is being mass-produced in this way, I think is pretty nice. Unfortunately, you know, with Chinese knockoffs, number one, they're already stealing an IP. So there are definitely instances where they steal the works of artists. I mean, look at custom Lego minifigs. Almost all of those are just stolen from, well, I say custom Lego minifigs. They're stolen from genuine custom minifigs. And they're just made as like mass-produced items. But this one right here, I believe is Stack, because he only has 2 little blue rectangles on his helmet. And set him right there, because the other one I believe is Razor. And I honestly totally forgot that these guys were like separate characters until I saw AliExpress had 2 different white ARF troopers. And I'm like, wait, why are there 2 different white ARF troopers? And I'm like, oh yeah! Because in the episode with Mace Windu, it was 2 bros, Razor and Stack, and you can see there's very subtle little differences with the deco. And for me, I feel like it was a pretty good excuse to kind of lightly army build these a little bit, you know, have a slightly different ARF trooper. But honestly, just looking at these, what is Hasbro doing? Why ain't they doing this? Why isn't Hasbro making these? Seriously. Why isn't Hasbro themselves using this new Andor clone body to its fullest potential and making like clones out the wazoo? Why aren't they doing this? It is maddening to me that I feel like AliExpress has made more clone troopers in the year of 2024. I'm still filming this in 2024. I don't know when it's coming out. But I feel like the fact that AliExpress has made more clone troopers than Hasbro has, and like the quality is really great. Like this feels like a real figure to me. Like the plastic feels real. The paint is arguably better quality than what Hasbro gives us sometimes. Like, what is Hasbro doing? Why aren't they doing this? And here, let's take a look at this last one right here too. Because we finally have a Phase 2 actual Umbara Arc accurate 501st ARF Trooper in 3 3/4 inch. And again, I ask, why isn't Hasbro doing this? Seems like his arm isn't fully plugged in. I feel like that happened to one of my other ones, didn't it? What was that? What was my other figure where they didn't fully plug the arm in? Come on. There we go. It's in. It's in. But yeah, I just look at this, and these figures remind me of why I really enjoy clone collecting, because I feel like Hasbro just ain't doing it. Hasbro is not delivering, and they have so little excuse. Anyway, let's get these guys armed up, because I gotta be doing something while I'm talking. So, like I mentioned, this video isn't really much of a review, because I feel like it's very difficult to talk about the same thing over and over again of like, oh, now there's normal white ARF troopers, and now there's a 501st ARF trooper. I have no idea why they're using the old TVC hands, though. That's so annoying. These are definitely the inferior hands. I know the Andor hands are kind of tiny, right? But like, that thumb is just so bad. Like, I literally can't even get him to hold this properly with his right hand. And yeah, they still have the plain old Tamora Morrison white head underneath. It's kind of funny. But yeah, my main proposal here is that Hasbro needs to make a line, a subline of vintage collection, or just a 3 3/4 inch subline dedicated to clone troopers. I feel like it would sell like hotcakes. Call it like the Armies of the Republic or something, or like Galactic Armies, something like that, where they can just sell repaints upon repaints upon repaints, because it's not that hard to just take the same damn toy and just always re-release it in different colors with different add-on parts. Like from the get-go, as you're designing the toy line, design all of the alternate helmets, design everything you need for the toy line to be successful. Do it all, and just gradually release it one by one. Like, they don't even have to be super fully articulated, not in my opinion. You know, they don't have to have, like, rocker ankles, and they don't even have to have, like, wrist articulation. Just, like, the basic stuff that we had, like, back in 30th anniversary, toy lines like that. Because the way I see it, these figures that AliExpress makes are literally just, you know, taking money that Hasbro could definitely be making. Why hasn't Hasbro made 3 3/4 inch ARF Troopers yet? Like, these are the first ARF Troopers that have ever been made since the original mold. And here, let me grab that original one. I do have it here. The original one I actually have just now found out is Razor. And you can see he's starting to go a little bit. Those hinges and that belly, it's starting to go. But you can see, like, the original ARF Trooper, like, it's a 15-year-old toy. There hasn't been an ARF Trooper on the market in well over a decade. You know, I feel like kids would want these. ARF Troopers are cool. Clone Troopers are cool. There is a massive hole in the market that Hasbro is absolutely neglecting, and instead making basic stuff that just doesn't sell. I think people are over Din Djarin toys. How many Din Djarins need to be made before Hasbro realizes that adult collectors and kids, the primary target audience of toys, I know a lot of people think that adults are the main, you know, buyers. For some things, yes, but not for everything. It's like, why aren't you taking advantage of this? The fact that AliExpress, these companies that sell on AliExpress, can basically have their own toy line that's just on one webpage on AliExpress. Where it's like, oh, here's a new Clone Trooper, here's a new Clone Trooper, here's a new one, here's a new one, here's a new one. Like, they can just pump them out. Why can't Hasbro do that? Why can't Hasbro just pump this stuff out? Why has Hasbro's toy production slowed down so considerably? Because I just redid my Clone Trooper displays, and the number of older clones in comparison to, like, the newer ones that have come out, it's night and day. They don't release shit anymore. It is genuinely concerning for me that AliExpress is keeping Clone Corner alive. Honestly, look at the past few Clone Corners. Look at the past, like, 10 Clone Corners. Tell me how many of them are AliExpress. It is keeping clone collecting alive. I don't know how many of you have decided to not dip your toes into the AliExpress Clone Trooper stuff. But honestly, if you're not, I kind of feel like it's just getting to a point where Hasbro is just not doing anything with this brand anymore. I don't even look at the Star Wars section at stores much nowadays. I walk right past it because I know there's nothing I want. You know, maybe once every 6 months there's a wave of vintage collection. Oh, wow, new wave of TVC. Well, I've taken care of that. I've got the newest wave. I haven't opened them yet, but yeah, I've got the new wave. Whoop-de-doo. I'll see you again in another 6 months or something. You know what? I'm gonna stop it here. I needed this video to ignite the spark. I started rambling a little bit too much, and I felt like my idea was bigger than just an ARF Trooper review. I need to make a Taking Toys Too Seriously about what needs to happen with Hasbro Star Wars, or just the Star Wars brand in general. I need to make that video. So I'm going to do that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about these ARF Troopers down in the comments below. I highly recommend them. Link down in the comments and in the description. Keep in mind, if you're watching this years later, link may not work. But just, you know, for the time being, link is down below. Thank you guys again. Special shout out to channel members, as always. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Have a good one, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.